at the time, it was pretty cool. Fourth wall breaks were not...
10 minutes until I
Need
get...
all of my equipment.
Ready to go before they do. Desmond!
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I need you and Rebecca to get everything in here packed up and loaded into the truck. You and I'll deal with the Templars.
What, they're here?
It was only a matter of time before they discovered us. To be honest, I'm surprised it took them as long as it did.
Let's go.
Hey, look, it's a hidden blade. Although not very, discreet. Considering that fashion has evolved a long time.
We ditch this place and then what?
There's another safe house. We've got company. The truck's just up ahead.
Gotta fend the Templars off.
Mr. Miles, this is an unexpectedly pleasant turn of events. And here I thought I'd have to waste more men on you. Kind of you to save me the trouble.
What do you want, Vidic?
For you to come home. We miss you terribly. There's still so much work for us to do together.
It's not happening, Warren.
You continue to disappoint in every conceivable way, Miss Stillman. I saved your life once. Do you remember? And this is how you repay me?
You saved me so you could keep experimenting on people, destroying their lives. And for what?
Oh, this tired argument again. As I recall, you were there, at my side, every step of the way. Their blood is on your head.
This is going to
just
become
as much
funny
as
in
mine.
a few
You need
future
to
games.
stop him.
I'm on.
In a game, even. All right. Come at me, guys. They are literally just using the guard animation from Italy. And then he's using Altair's animation from Assassin's Creed 1 because he only has one hidden blade, not two. I actually think Ezio does two until you get the second hidden blade. Which makes sense. You might as well make use of the animations you have. More guards? Okay, cutscene.
Uh-oh, Doc. Looks like it's just you and me now.
Enjoy your victory, Mr. Miles. Temporary as it is.
Desmond, we have to go.
And that is the end of the playable part of
There you
Assassin's
are.
Creed 2.
Come on! Help Lucy into the van! Hurry, Desmond, we need to go!
You'll have your turn, Desmond. Warren's gonna get what he deserves. I promise.
So what now? Where are we headed?
There's a cabin up north. We should be safe there. At least for a little while. I have to analyze those tapes from your session. Figure out what's happening.
And then what?
Here we go. I've got you all hooked up. Got a long drive ahead of us. Figured you might want to play around with the Animus on the way.
Alright, but I got some questions first. I mean, what the hell was that in the vault?
What you saw proves everything I was afraid of. The Templars aren't our biggest threat. Not by a long shot.
So what, the sun is? What's it gonna do? Cook the Earth?
I doubt it, but I don't know. There's been some speculation that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. A sufficiently strong flare could flip the poles and cause a geomagnetic reversal. It's all theoretical, but if it happens, the planet could become geologically unstable. Very unstable.
It's meant to be the stuff of pseudoscience, but clearly something catastrophic happened to the people of the first civilization. And that woman, was her name Minerva, was it? She seemed to think we were due for a second round.
Of course.
So either way, we're fucked.
I don't know yet. We'll keep reviewing the tapes. And you can keep digging through your memories. Maybe there's more to discover.
All right. Guess I better get started.
Alright. So, as I was saying, at the time that this game came out, when I was still in high school, fourth wall breaks were very rare. You didn't see them a lot in video games. They've happened. They've happened for as long as games have been around, but they weren't common. So, in a cutscene, when Minerva starts talking to you, the viewer, looking at you like I am right now, it was kind of a big deal. Because it was kind of alarming and disarming to have her talk to me, to us as I am to you, and I can't keep that up for very long, so I'm gonna stop. But that's like, you can see how that would be kind of shocking and surprising and interesting to a group of people, a group of players who were unused to that kind of fourth wall break. The idea that the precursor race took advantage of the Animus, knowing what was going to happen, and used that to implant a message that Desmond would be able to see through looking through Ezio's memories, that was a pretty radical concept, a pretty cool premise to build off of. It didn't really do it that well, but but the potential was there. That's when you combine it with the as of then, at the time this was built, upcoming Mind Apocalypse. Now, again, clearly, like, that doesn't age terribly well since Assassin's Creed is a year now past that conspiracy theory, the Mind Apocalypse theory. If it was going to happen, it would have happened years ago, a decade ago at least. But that was the prevailing conspiracy at the time. That was one that was a very commonly talked about, not really believed, but talked about conspiracy theory. And so if you're going to do like an international conspiracy soup kitchen kind of game, you would probably involve that. That's why Illuminati are mentioned. That's why the Augusta event is mentioned. That's why Tesla gets mentioned. Because a lot of these are conspiracy theories that are commonly spoken of in fringe circles. Or were at the time. I don't know if they still are. And so it was natural to base like this, to incorporate those elements into the fiction of the universe that they're setting up. Now, I've watched multiple retrospectives of Assassin's Creed 2 in the time since we started doing this Let's Play, and I'm in hindsight, I'm going to try to do that more often because I actually like enjoy using those as frameworks of jumping off points to talk about the game. I find that hearing other people talk about the game helps clear out my thoughts about the game, but since it's been so long. And I learned through watching some of these retrospectives that this was the last game in the trilogy that was made by the team that built it. Once Assassin's Creed 2 came out and took off in the way it did, that was when Ubisoft moved to the style of releasing one new game in the franchise a year. And to do that, to really get that off the ground, They had multiple teams working on it. This was the last time a unified vision had really been part of Assassin's Creed. Now, I think Brotherhood is good. I love the multiplayer concept they had for Brotherhood and Revelations, and also Black Flag incorporated that multiplayer as well. I think that multiplayer mode was incredible. I think Assassin's Creed had not gone stale at that point. Brotherhood was still a good game. Revelations is still a good game. I enjoy the Ezio trilogy quite a bit, and we will probably keep going with the Ezio trilogy. Either, probably not immediately, maybe at some point in the future. We will be doing it though. I have pretty high confidence in that will be on my radar. But you do start to see it in Brotherhood. Like, Brotherhood feels like a side story. Brotherhood feels like filler, because it's not really advancing the overall plot. Revelations, to some extent, is also in the same boat, where you get a lot of Ezio, but as far as the main story goes, it does feel like we're not really doing much to advance the main plot. You do feel that you do feel the start of what becomes the Ubisoft open world churn and machine, where they just move into a cycle, throwing out these games that are more or less the same game with different skin on it. You do feel that start. But remember, at the time, that wasn't bad per se. We weren't bored of it yet, the way we are now. Nowadays, if you mention the Ubisoft open world, you'll probably hear a groan from any group of people who were around for this era, who had played the Far Cry's and played the Assassin's Creeds and the Watch Dogs. But that wasn't true back then. Although, the fact that they did switch this year, the model did have some complications, mostly regarding Kristen Bell, but also involving the direction of the series going forward. Because it did seem, at least to me at the time, that Assassin's Creed 2 was trying to kind of foreshadow, now that Desmond has gotten the skills of Ezio and the knowledge of Altair, he can now go in and do the thing in modern day. He can become a modern day assassin in Assassin's Creed 3. That was what felt like the logical end step was now that we've had this whole game dedicated to training up Desmond. Now he's now a master assassin at the level of Ezio. Now he can go out and save the world, stop the Malian Apocalypse, stop the Templars, and be the hero of the story. They didn't really do that. They didn't really do that at all. And so part of me does feel like that they wrote a check they couldn't cash with AC2. But I wasn't the dev team. And I say this knowing that I wasn't part of the dev team. I wasn't part of production. As far as I am aware, that was never in the cards. But it felt like it as a player. It felt like that was what they were intending to do. And we'll never know, frankly, because the teams that went on to make Brotherhood and Revelations and 3 were not the same team that started the franchise and wrote the Bible for it. Different team. And they will have their own ideas on how to pad out the plot for a yearly release and eventually conclude in Assassin's Creed 3. They had their own ideas, because this is also back in the day where franchises usually had trilogies and then ended. This was before the age where it was acceptable to just have a franchise exist in perpetuity. So, as a fan of Assassin's Creed, I expected 1, 2, 3, then done. It was only after Brotherhood came out that I realized that that was not going to be the case. Because the reason they called it Brotherhood and not Assassin's Creed 3 is because there was the like unspoken rule that once you hit 3, you were done. So they wanted to make those spin-off games, like, essentially in the eyes of many, Brotherhood and Revelations were spin-off games. Because Ezio was such a popular character, they wanted to keep using him for a bit. And we will talk more about that once we actually start Brotherhood. But for now, you are probably tired of my rambling ass. So I am going to let you all go. Thank you so very much for watching my Assassin's Creed 2 series. I hope you will join me for Brotherhood. Sorry, Brotherhood, then Revelations. The jury is still out on whether I will do Phoenix Wright, the third game. Probably because, like, those games are exhausting to stream because there's so much talking, so much reading and acting in that I don't know if I can be bothered. Even though I do love those games a lot, that's a lot of work on the streaming end of things. So, we'll see. Odds are next week we'll start Brotherhood. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. For now, take care, stay safe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!